my plan. I say lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia, off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
There's Warner. Here comes a headed jam. Counted for two. Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
Smack to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard, counting, and a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not? I've got my plan. I say lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia, off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
There's Warner. Here comes a headed jam. Counted for two. Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
Smack to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard, counting, and a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium, home of the Falcons of Los Fresnos High School. And we have a great matchup here for you tonight as the Jaguars of Edinburg Economedes come to town to take on the undefeated Los Fresnos Falcons. So we are about 7 minutes away from kickoff, and we currently have the alma mater for Edinburg Economedes being played on the field. And then soon we'll have the alma mater of the home crowd here in Los Fresnos, and then both teams will enter the tunnel for tonight's matchup. We want to thank everybody for tuning in And we want to thank our sponsor for tonight's game, Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. As both teams get ready to kick this game off in just a bit. So the Falcons ending the regular season undefeated 10-0, and the Jaguars of Edinburg Economedes trying to shake off their first loss last week against Westlaco. We got a great matchup here tonight, folks. We also want to thank Los Fresnos CISD for allowing us to use their feed for tonight's broadcast. As they prepare for this matchup. And let's take a look at the schedule from both teams. Let's take a look at the home team first, Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos ending their district play against Brownsville-Hanna, and they took that game with a 28-7 victory and had wins throughout the year against some really good football teams. They had their first week victory against McAllen High, or Mac High. They also had some good victories over Edinburg, who just beat Brownsville Veterans yesterday. Also won on the road against Sherilyn. Of course, wiped out every team in their district. And here come Los Fresnos onto the field. And the home crowd filling up the bleachers on their end, as many fans are waving towels in support of their home team, the Los Fresnos Falcons. As the Jaguars of Edinburg Economedes now make their way onto the field. And here come the Jaguars of Edinburg Economedes. So again, Los Fresnos unbeaten, wipe out every opponent in their district. And then Edinburg Economedes trying to shake off their loss last week against Westlaco, but have beaten some pretty good opponents early on in the season. They have wins over some playoff teams like Brownsville Porter, Brownsville Pace, St. Joe, Edinburg. Of course, weren't able to get it done last week against Westlaco, but they're going to put that behind them as they get set for tonight's matchup. So, both teams meeting at the middle of the field for the coin toss. And what we can expect from tonight's matchup, I've covered one of Los Fresnos games earlier this season against Brownsville Veterans, and number 2, Robert Pineda, just went off on that game, being able to create some opportunities for his team on offense. And the Los Fresnos front defensive line really putting pressure against Veterans' run, which, from what I know, Economedes plays a really, really good run game, so Los Fresnos is going to look to shut that off. As we are now under 2 minutes away from kickoff. So Los Fresnos wins the coin toss and elects to receive. So they want the ball first. So we'll be seeing Robert Pineda and company on offense to start the game tonight. So we're going to go to commercial break, and when we return, both teams will be getting set to kick off. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic. And we are back on the RSL Network, and we are ready to get this game underway. And here we go. Short kick. It's going to roll to the ground, picked up at about the 15 to 20, 25. Makes one defender miss and will be pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And that is where the Falcons of Los Fresnos will get this game underway. So Los Fresnos, led by number 2 Robert Pineda, make their way onto the field. And the Falcons, 1st and 10 at the 35. They're going to be in a shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the left. Ball snap, and the whistle's blown dead as the penalty's on the field. Could be a false start against the Falcons. And it'll actually be an offsides call against Economedes. So Edinburg Economedes, with a little bit of jitters, will move the Falcons up 5 yards, and they'll start 1st and 5 at the 40. Let's see if Los Fresnos keeps the same formation, and they will. 2 receivers on the left. Ball's going to be snapped, handed off down the middle. And we'll get a short gain, maybe about 2 or 3 yards on that play. The run was made by number 4, Tyler Stakowiak. And Los Fresnos with some tempo. Quickly get the ball snapped, hand it off down the middle again. And he will get stopped, and it will be his no gain on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 2 now for the Falcons. Stakowiak with no gain on the play. So Los Fresnos testing Economedes' defensive line early on in this matchup. We're going to keep an eye on that throughout tonight's matchup, as the Los Fresnos coaching staff sending a signal over to the offense. They're going to move the tight end to the left-hand side now. 3rd and 2, motioning to the right. Ball snap, Pineda with a keeper. Try to go to the right, but makes his way back down the middle. And it will be enough for the 1st down. Great awareness by Pineda is going to give the Falcons a fresh set of downs to avoid an early 3 and out. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45. 2 receivers on each side. Some pressure from the Economedes defensive line. Pineda dropping back, going for a deep pass. Wide open and caught by number 1, Lucky Perales for the touchdown. A great throw early on by Pineda. Just beats out the secondary of Economedes for the score. Let's take a look at that replay. As Los Fresnos waste no time lining up for the fresh set of downs. Some small pressure from the Economedes defense as Pineda drops back, beats the secondary safety there easily for Perales for the touchdown. And here they go, lining up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it looks good, and it will be good. And Los Fresnos with a 7-0 early lead here in the first quarter. Up 7-0. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic. And we are back on the RSL network. And if you're just tuning in, Robert Pineda with a great 55-yard pass touchdown to Lucky Perales will put them up 7-0 early here in this first quarter. Kicking for the Falcons, number 29, Gio Barrientos. As they get this kick underway, it's going to roll into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for the Jaguars. So, Edinburg Economedes make their way onto the field for the first time tonight on offense. Economedes is led by number 9, Johan Nunez, as the Jaguars look to equalize here in their first offensive possession. Correction, led by number 3, John Carrion, under center. Motion man. Ball's going to be snapped, and quickly looking for a pass caught to the 25-30, and will be brought down just passing the 35. Will be placed at the 37. That'll be a 12-yard pass there for Carrion for a first down for Economedes. So Edinburg electing for a passing play on first down as they test the Los Fresnos secondary a little bit early here in this first quarter. Ball snap, handed off with the sweep to the left-hand side, and cuts down the middle, but will be stopped for a short gain of 3 yards. So that'll keep the clock moving. Going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Jaguars. That run was made by number 22, Reyes Luna. And Economedes is going to keep the 2-back formation on under center. Ball's going to be snapped, tossed to the right-hand side. He's going to run it to the 40, the 45. Some good offensive blocking and ran by number 9, Johan Nunez. And they're going to give Economedes enough for the first down. So that'll move the chains again. As Economedes, in what I anticipated, that we're going to try to utilize and chew up as much clock as they can to avoid giving Pineda and the Falcons offense to be on the field. 1st and 10, Edinburg Economedes, ball's at the 47. Ball's going to be snapped. Fake handoff for a pass, and it will be incomplete. Pass intended to number 9, Johan Nunez. And it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Edinburg Economedes. So Economedes not holding back on the passing game here. Has a couple of short out routes here, try to get it to the outside, really spreading the field, motioning to the left side. They're going to hand it off to him as he makes a run to the left side and will not beat the Los Fresnos defenders there, and will actually lose about 2 to 3 yards on that play. So it'll be 3rd and long now coming up for Economedes. So ball will be placed at the 45. They do need to get to the Los Fresnos 43 if they want to look to extend the drive. 3rd and long. I could anticipate this play on the outside. Spraying the field, see if they can beat Los Fresnos on the edge on this play. Let's see if Los Fresnos bring the pressure. Hand it off to the right-hand side. Finds an opening to the 50, 45. Makes a defender miss, 35-30, and will roll out of bounds. Great run there by number 22, Reyes Luna, on the carry. So like I mentioned, anticipated the run on the outside, really trying to force the Falcons outside as far as he can, and Economedes will beat the Falcons on the edge. Fresh set of downs for Economedes, 1st and 10. Ball at the Los Fresnos 27. Carrion under center. Ball snap. Toss to the right-hand side. Looking for an opening, but will be stopped by a flock of Falcons on a great defensive stop there. Tackle led by number 90, Fernando Garcia. And it'll be 2nd and 9, a 1-yard gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Jaguars. So Economedes putting some pressure early on the Falcons as the defense trying to keep everything inside to avoid allowing the Jaguars to utilize the edge and extending the play. Ball snap. Fake toss as he's going to keep it, rolling out to the left side for a pass. He's going to throw it, and it will be incomplete. So great defensive pressure there by the Falcons' defensive line. It'll now be 3rd and long again for Economedes. So Economedes so far perfect on 3rd downs. I want to say this is their third down of the game tonight. Let's see if they're able to convert again. If the play stands into 4th down, we're looking at about a potential 44-yard field goal if they're not able to move the ball. One receiver on each side. Ball snap is going to be a handoff down the middle, but the Falcons able to pick it up and stop the Jaguars. And Johan Nunez able to get a few yards, but not enough for the 1st down, so this will be the first 4th down for the Jaguars. And let's see what they do here. Their offense still on the field. Looks like they're going to go for it. And let's see what they call on the field. Coach Salas and the Economedes sideline with no hesitation keep the offense on the field. Let's see what they run here. And again, anticipating a run on the outside. Let's see what they do here. Ball snap, fake handoff, looking for a pass, going to throw it down the middle, caught, and it will be enough for the 1st down. Reception was made by number 4, Felix Garcia. And Aiden Kersley with the tackle. And there might be a penalty on the field. Let's see what the holdup is here by the officials. And there is a penalty against Economedes for an illegal man downfield as the Jaguars were trying to run the play action. One of the linemen got too far past the minimum or maximum yardage allowed over the line of scrimmage. That's going to push him back 5. And again, Coach Salas keeping the Economedes offense on the field as they now need to convert a 4th and 12. Let's see if they run another play action, which I do anticipate being some kind of pass play, as the Falcons bring a lot of people on the line. It's going to be a sweep, and it will be a flea flicker pass, and it will be broken up and intercepted. Interception. No, the officials will rule it out of bounds, but a turnover on downs nonetheless for the Falcons. So Los Fresnos being able to pick up the flea flicker opportunity the Jaguars were trying to create. However, officials rule the interception out of bounds. It won't matter because Los Fresnos now get their offense back on the field. So Los Fresnos, 1st and 10, ball's going to be placed at the 29. Motion man to the left. Ball snap. Pineda rolling out to the left side. Quick toss. Pass and caught by number 1, Lucky Perales, who had the touchdown earlier. Will be tackled out of bounds. A gain of 9 on the play. Correction, they will give him the 10 and a fresh set of downs for the Falcons. Again, Los Fresnos with the tempo. Quickly line up. Ball snap. It's going to be handed off down the middle. And we'll get a short gain of maybe about 3 yards. But there's a Jaguar defender fighting for the ball at the end of the play. But officials look like they're going to rule that down. Number 4, Tyler Stakowiak on the run there will get a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 8 now for the Falcons. So Los Fresnos with some tempo when they get the first down, trying to throw off the Economedes defense. 3 receivers on the right side. Trips right. It's going to roll that way. Pineda looking for a pass. And it will be caught. And quickly met and pushed out of bounds. And it will be a penalty as I anticipated. Looked like a late hit following the push out of bounds. And I believe that was Lucky Perales on that reception again. And the officials getting together to confirm whether or not that was a late hit. From our end, it did look like he did some extracurricular activity following that play. And number 5, Derek Gantu, guilty of the late hit following the conclusion of the play. That's going to give the Falcons 15 more yards after that play. And, of course, that's going to work in favor of Los Fresnos. And a timeout will be called on the field on Economedes. So we'll go to commercial break. Los Fresnos up 7-0 with 4:44 left to play. We'll be back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
Turn your passion into a powerful career at Texas.
And we are back on the RSO Network as we take a look at the Los Fresnos student section. 1st and 10 for the Falcons, dropping back for a deep pass. And it's going to be, nearly caught. Nearly caught there by the Falcons, and it will be an incomplete pass. Just one step too far ahead. The intended target was number 84, Enrique Guerra. And it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Los Fresnos. So the Falcons not holding anything back, really trying to let this ball rip and allow Pineda to take full control on offense. 2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. Motion man to the left. Ball's going to be snapped and handed off to the left side. Can't find an opening, and will just try to get himself to at least make it a no or get back in the scrimmage. Stakowiak failed to do that. We'll lose about a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 11 now for Los Fresnos. And let's see what Coach Gantu and the Falcons do here on 3rd down. I could anticipate possibly a short pass or even allowing Pineda to let it rip again. As Enrique Guerra still lined up in the same spot he did as he almost got that touchdown earlier. Pineda looking that way. It's going to move in the pocket. It's going to scramble now. Keep himself in the middle, and an easy reception by Guerra. Makes one defender miss and gets brought down. And a great awareness pickup there by Pineda, letting his line do the hard work. And extending the play for Pineda will give the Falcons a 1st down. Now with 3.5 left to play here in the 1st quarter. Motioning the tight end to the left side. It's a movement on the Economedes side. Not sure if they're going to call the offsides, but they're going to run it nonetheless to the 20, 15, 10. Makes a defender miss. And that's a Los Fresnos touchdown. Tyler Stakowiak with the run there. A 25-yarder will give the Falcons a 13-0 lead now following the extra point. And we'll show you the replay in just a second following the extra point attempt. But Los Fresnos moving the ball early on here in this first quarter as they get their last lineman set. Some movement on the Jaguars side. And the kick is still good nonetheless. And Los Fresnos now up 14-0. I don't think that penalty will carry over on the kickoff, so it will be declined, and the kick is good. Now Los Fresnos up 14-0 now. Let's take a look at that replay on the touchdown. A great run there by Stakoviak as he makes his way through and muscles his way through to give the Falcons the extended lead here. And now we have the band section being shown by the camera crew, and the Falcons now lining up to kick off. And the Falcons side of the field having a party as they take a 14-0 commanding lead with a little over 3 minutes. Ball's going to roll and picked up by the Jaguars. Almost, in my opinion, receivable by the Falcons. But Economedes will pick it up nonetheless. So Economedes will take the ball at the 26. And that's where the Jaguars will start their second offensive possession tonight. So I have no issue with Los Fresnos receiving or electing to receive to start this game. My idea pre-game thinking about it was Economedes was going to want the ball first to limit Pineda and this offensive powerhouse Los Fresnos have, to limit them on the field. 1st and 10 is going to be a handoff down the middle. And they're going to continue to move their legs as the play will be stopped at the 30-yard line. And that'll be about a 5-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 6 now for Economedes. Let's see if their offense can get a spark here before the first quarter comes to an end. Economedes ball at the 30. Ball's going to be snapped. Quickly handed off down the middle. Not able to squeeze through the gap and picked up by the Falcons. Number 30, Carlos Garcia with the intended run there. Muscles his way for a 1-yard gain, so it'll be a 3rd and 5 now for the Jaguars. So great awareness by the defensive line by Los Fresnos being able to stop this Jaguar run game in this possession. Not allowing Economedes to find those open gaps and move the ball. 3rd and 5 now for Economedes. Los Fresnos with 5 men on the line have one guy move early, and the flag is thrown. I don't think this play will go through, and I want to say this penalty will give Economedes a 1st down pending the placement of the ball. And let's see where the officials spot the ball to see if it'll be 3rd and short or a fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. And it will result in a 1st down for the Jaguars. So that'll move the chains and give some breathing room for Economedes. First and 10 for Economedes. Ball's going to be snapped. Quick toss to the left side. Going to find an opening on the edge to the 35, but picked up by Los Fresnos. Great defensive stop by Juan Sanchez to not allow Economedes to go any further on the edge. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. As the clock continues to tick, we're now getting close to the 1 minute mark to close out the first quarter. Economedes with 1 or 2 more plays if they keep the run game to close out the first quarter. Let's see what they run here. Ball's on the left hash mark. Could be a run on the right side. And it's going to be a rollout to the right side as they look for the short pass. And it's caught and tackled at the 42-yard line. The officials will spot it. Catch was made by number 30, Carlos Garcia. And it'll now be a 3rd and 4 for Economedes. And there's a 3-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. So Economedes will need to run 1 more play here on 3rd down. 3rd and 4, ball's at the 42. Need to get to the 46 or more for a first down. Los Fresnos have 5 men on the line. Ball's going to be snapped. Tossed to the left side again. And is going to muscle his way to the 45 and will be 1 yard short of the first down as the game clock comes to an end. Los Fresnos with a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. So 4th and 1 for Economedes. Let's see what they do when we come back on the RSO Network, hosted by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
Center is where creativity takes center stage. This facility immerses students in visual, performing, and fine arts programs where every student shines. Los Fresnos CISD, what we do here shapes the world.
And we are back on the RSO Network. The run to the right-hand side by Economedes is enough for a first down and more. Gael Rodriguez with the run there. Gains nearly 20 yards on that reception. And that'll move the chains for Economedes. No hesitation going for it on a 4th and 1. Will give them a first down in Los Fresnos territory. And the ball will be placed at the 38-yard line as the Jaguars look to continue to run themselves into the end zone. Los Fresnos with 6 people on the line. A fake toss is going to run it down the middle and picked up by the linebacker crew of the Falcons. Will get about a 5-yard gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd and maybe 5 for the Economedes as Edinburg Economedes now putting a few tricks up their sleeve here, trying to throw off the Falcons' defensive eyes, but only get 5 out of the play. Jaguars line up with 2 receivers on the left side. It'll be a toss in that direction to the left side and runs it down the middle, but gets stopped with maybe enough for the first as the officials look to spot it at the 28, and it will be enough for the first down. And that'll move the chains again for Economedes. So ball placed at the 28, 1st and 10, Edinburg Economedes. Falcons with 5 linemen on the ball. Ball's going to be snapped. Cuts down the middle and gets brought down. Run was made by number 9, Johan Nunez. And tackled by number 90, Fernando Garcia with the stop. They're going to lose about a yard there, so it'll be 3rd and 6, 7, as the Gen Z kids say. Correction, it'll be 2nd and 8. So a 2-yard gain there, correction. Ball's going to be near the 25-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Jaguars. Ball snap. Fake handoff is going to run it to the left-hand side near the edge, but picked up by the Falcons. And that did not look like a lot of Falcons. Johan Carrion on that carry. No gain on the play, so it'll now be 3rd and 8 for Economedes. And the Jaguars continuing their drive, converted on most 3rd downs. That last 4th down on to start the 2nd quarter was their 2nd attempt of a 4th down conversion. So a fake handoff, going to roll out to the right, looking for a pass. Thought about keeping it. He's going to roll back as he throws it down the middle. Caught to the 10, and a big hit by the Falcons. Reception there by the Jaguars will give Economedes now a 1st and goal at the 9. So 1st and goal at about the 8-yard line in the right hash mark. Could be a run to the left side if they choose to keep it in the ground. As they get a lot of people on the line, they're going to roll it to the right. Finds a cut down inside, and will get stopped at about the 6. They're going to mark him at the 5. So Economedes continuing to use their muscle to push themselves into the end zone, but stopped by the Falcons. 2nd and goal now for the Jaguars. And Economedes, this 2nd offensive possession has been going on for a good while. They had the ball maybe with about 2 or 3 minutes left of the 1st quarter. Now with 7.5 and going. Ball snap, handed off down the middle. And I believe that was Juan Sanchez with the stop there. Will allow the Economedes to pick up 2 or 3 more yards there. So to now be 3rd and goal at about the 1.5-yard line. Correction, they're going to mark him at the 1. So Economedes with about 7 minutes in regards to the time of possession, really trying to chew up a lot of clock here in this possession as they get closer to the end zone. Let's see if the Jaguars can convert. Ball's quickly snapped, handed off down the middle, and will be stopped by the Falcons. Great pickup there by number 37, Aaron Saldana with the stop. They're actually going to be able to keep it at the 1-yard line, and now it's 4th and goal. And we can only anticipate Coach Salas to go for it here to make this a 1-possession game. Let's see if they run it down the middle or if they use a play-action call here. The Jaguars quickly line it up. Carrion under center. And the officials will stop the clock here, and I believe there is a timeout called by Los Fresnos. So Los Fresnos maybe just wanted to see what Economedes were going to line up. So 4th and goal at the 1. Let's see what the Jaguars do when we come back on the RSO Network by Path Wellness Chiropractic as our sponsors. We'll be back.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
And we are back on the RSO Network, hosted or sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. And we got a 4th and goal here at the 1, as the Falcon fans now making some noise to see if they can bring the momentum in favor of the Falcons to stop the Jaguars here on 4th down. Here we go, 4th and 1. They're going to have 2 receivers on the left-hand side. Last time they did that, they had a toss in that direction. Let's see if that's what happens. Ball snap. It's going to be pitched to the right side. And will it be enough? Yes, it will. Touchdown, Economedes. And it'll be Johan Nunez with the touchdown. On a 4th and goal at the 1, Nunez able to punch this one into the end zone. Let's take a look at the replay. As they toss it to the right-hand side, continues to move his legs through, and Nunez able to muscle his way into the end zone. Economedes with the extra point. Kick is up, and it looks good on our end, and it is good by the officials. Economedes now get themselves on the board, now down only 14-7. And when we return from commercial break, Los Fresnos, led by Robert Pineda, will be back on offense. We'll be back here on the RSO Network.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the RSO Network. Los Fresnos receiving the kickoff at the 15, runs it to the edge, to the 30, 35, 40, and be pushed just passing the 40-yard line. And the officials will actually spot it at the 40. Great return on the kickoff there by the Falcons, as he'll try to cut it to the outside. Nearly makes the defender miss, but will just go out of bounds. And a great field possession to start here for the Falcons on offense. So Los Fresnos able to get touchdowns on their first 2 possessions on offense. This is the 3rd time on offense on the field. Let's see if they're able to score again. Ball snap, Pineda, fake play action here. And nearly caught by number 13, Ricky Salazar, not able to hold it in. And it'll be an incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10 now for the Falcons. As we have some other games going on through the RSO Network. End of the first quarter, Sherilyn Pioneer up 7-0 against Ed Calchelsa as they get their second quarter underway. Meanwhile, 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Pineda rolling out to the right-hand side. Sees the defender is going to run it and keep it the other way to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40, and will just roll out of bounds. A 20-yard run by Pineda is going to be enough for first down and more for Los Fresnos. So Pineda trying to look for a pass with the rollout to the right side, decides to keep it and goes to the left as the Falcons run some tempo again. 1st and 10, short pass, caught. Going to cut through the inside. Catch was made by number 8, Evan McChesney. Will get about 6 yards on the play. Correction, 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. And Los Fresnos using some tempo. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side. Ball snap. Pineda fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. And will roll. And it will be enough for the first down. And that'll be enough for first down for Los Fresnos, as the officials were trying to get some clarification on the spot. And it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 28 of Economedes. Los Fresnos with 5 minutes now left to play here before the half. Ball snap. Pineda dropping back again, looking to the right side. It's met by some defenders, and he will get sacked. But there is a penalty on the play following the sack. Not sure if there was a holding penalty against the Falcons. Let's see what the officials say as they look into the Economedes side. So we'll be against Los Fresnos. And it will be a holding call against the Falcons. They will decline the penalty to allow the sack to go through. Let's see if we were able to catch the sack here. Espineta was rolling to that side, not able to beat the defender. Great sack by number 8, Josiah Villarreal. Pineda's going to hand it off down the middle to the 35 and get tackled at about the 33. That play was ran by number 4, Tyler Stakoviak. And we'll give him a 3rd down and about 15 for the Falcons. So 3rd and 15 for Los Fresnos. As they're waiting for the play call from the coaching staff on the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers on the left. Could be a pass in that direction. Ball's going to be snapped. Pineda looking that way. Has a lineman through, but he's going to keep it out to the 30, to the 25. Makes a defender miss with the hurdle. Wow. But he will be short of the 1st down. Needs maybe 2 yards for that. But what a hurdle by Pineda there. Let's look at that replay. Pineda trying to look in that left-hand direction to see if there was an open receiver. Doesn't find it as he gets pressured. Runs it down the middle. And swoop. Makes him miss with that hurdle. But it will be short. So it'll be 4th and about 2. As Coach Cantu will be aggressive and keep his offense on the field. And clock continues to tick with 3.5 now. Pineda with the ball. Going to keep it himself. Is it enough? Makes a defender miss, and it will be enough for the 1st down. A great broken tackle there by Pineda will give the Falcons enough for the 1st down. Let's look at that run. What could have been a stop by the Jaguars gets shaken up by Pineda on that carry. A near tackle there could be the deciding factor of this offensive drive for the Falcons. 1st and 10. Ball snapped low as it rolls out. Pineda might want to get rid of it as he fakes the spike. We'll throw it, and it's caught to the 15, to the 10. And what a catch there by the Falcons. What looked like a broken play, Pineda finds a way. Extends the play there, and it'll now be 1st and goal. Let's look at that play. Pineda picking up the low snap, makes the defender miss there. Just a toss, what I thought was just going to be thrown outside, but gets picked up for the 1st down. Los Fresnos now. Ball snap. Going to run it down the middle with the keeper, and we'll get about 3 yards, and they'll spot him at the 2. And I'm not sure why there wasn't a 2-minute timeout here, but they're going to let this go. Not sure the officials were made aware of the 2-minute timeout, but they're going to keep going. Not sure if this is being overlooked by the officials, but it'll be 2nd and goal nonetheless for Los Fresnos. Not sure. And the officials are going to stop the play here. Maybe they are aware of it. And they'll catch the 2-minute timeout, but we're at 1:22. Not sure if we'll adjust it, but we'll keep an eye out for it during the commercial break. You're going to want to stick with us live here on the RSO Network. 2nd and goal for the Falcons at the 2. We'll be back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
And we are back on the Arsenal Network. And it looks like Edinburg Economedes is going to call a timeout before the ball gets put into play here. And the officials are not going to adjust the clock here. They're going to keep it at 1:22. And I'm pretty sure the rule books will allow it to stand as the clock is, but we could revisit that in the future. So this is the third offensive possession for Los Fresnos and the fifth possession overall, as Los Fresnos looking to punch themselves in the end zone before the half, as they will be kicking off to the Jaguars to start the second half. So Los Fresnos looking to extend this lead so that they go into the locker room with a good feeling of the game. Second and goal at the 2. Ball snap. Pineda toss it to the right-hand side. It's going to run it to the 5. Wide open for the walkthrough for Stakoviak for the touchdown. And an easy toss by Pineda to Stakoviak is just going to sprint it for a while and then just ends up jogging it into the end zone. And will give the Falcons a 27 lead with the extra point lining up now. Extra point attempt by number 29, Gio Barrientos. Ball's going to be snapped. Hold looks good. It kicks up, and it is good. Los Fresnos with a 21-7 lead with 1:16 left to play here just before halftime. As we take a look at the student section, looking good, feeling good. And, of course, their team being good so far here tonight with the 21-7 lead. And Los Fresnos, again, being able to convert on every offensive possession that they've had in this game so far tonight. 3 offensive drives resulting in 3 touchdowns. As the Jaguars of Economedes now with their 3rd offensive possession pending the kickoff. And Gio Barrientos lining up for the kickoff for the Falcons. And will be kicked kind of short, and it will go out of bounds. So that will be a penalty on Barrientos on the kickoff. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup between the Falcons of Los Fresnos against the Jaguars of Edinburg Economedes. Los Fresnos with the 21-7 lead. As Carrion and the Jaguars look to get some more points on the board before the half, and the Jaguars will be receiving a kickoff the second half. So the ball will be placed at the 30-yard line following the kickoff penalty on Barrientos. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Need to get 70 yards for the touchdown. Barrientos under center, motioning a man on the outside. Ball snap. Play action, rolling out to the left. Looking for a deep pass. And it will be intercepted by the Falcons. Interception by number 12, Ryan Preppershaw with the interception. What a great awareness by Preppershaw for that interception. Let's take a look at that replay. as they look for the play action pass from following the motion. Looks down the middle, met 2-on-2, and Prepashaw comes away with that interception. And guess what, folks? Los Fresnos back on offense. Let's see if they're able to run a 2-minute drill here with 1:08 left to play. Maybe get at least 3 before the half. Pineda calling the snap. Ball snap, rolling, dropping back. Short pass, caught. Makes a defender miss during the rollout. And met by a group of Jaguars, and it will be down, gain of about 3 yards. Ricky Salazar with that reception. That's going to keep the clock moving. And let's see if Los Fresnos moves with some urgency, or if they're just going to let this play out to end the half. Second down. A blitz coming from the Jaguars, and it's incomplete. Lucky Perales, the intended target, not able to come away with the catch. So now be 3rd and 8. And that's going to stop the clock. Let's see if Economedes decides to call a timeout if Falcons fail to get the first down and if it's kept in bounds, to give the Jaguars themselves on offense again before the half, following the turnover. 3rd and 8. Motioning a man to the right side. Fake toss. Going to find a receiver on the left-hand side on the screen pass. But it will be not, a 1-yard gain there. Clock is going to tick. Economedes not calling the timeout. And they will call the timeout with 20 seconds left. They let about 6-7 seconds roll there. And Economedes will utilize their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Meanwhile, Los Fresnos have 2 remaining. Correction, Economedes are out of timeouts. And Los Fresnos still with 2. 4th and 7. Los Fresnos looking like they'll be punting, and that's the right call here to avoid giving Economedes good field possession should they be able to turn the ball over on downs. So punting for the Falcons, number 33, Joe Ortiz, with 2 returnmen for the Jaguars. And the punt will go up and roll in favor of the Falcons. Picked up by Economedes. Going to run to the left-hand side, to the 35. And tackled at the 40 as the ball comes loose. And is it recovered by the Falcons? Yes, it is. But let's see what the penalty is on the field here. Not sure if there was a blindside block or maybe some aggression on the return team. Not sure if we got this replay. Let's take a look at it. And we just missed it, as the officials are still together to discuss what the penalty is on the field. So because of the fumble recovery by the Falcons, they will decline the penalty, which would have made the Falcons punt again with a better field possession. Of course, they're going to decline that. And Los Fresnos will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 40. Now, there's only 5 seconds remaining. Not sure if Coach Cantu is going to let Pineda rip this one through, or if they're just going to take a knee and send this to halftime. But I do see Prepashaw in the huddle there, usually a defensive back. But let's see what they decide to run here with 5 seconds remaining before the half. And Los Fresnos will call a timeout to discuss this a little bit further, and we'll stay with you folks before the half, as the Falcons still discussing to see what they have in their playbook for a situation like this. maybe to do a quick pass on the outside, maybe give their kicker a chance to go for a field goal. If they're going to let Pineda rip this one through to the end zone, just take a knee and send it to the half. But it looks like the coaching staff in the huddle look like they're intending to run a play here. So let's see what the Falcons do here following the timeout with one remaining for Los Fresnos.
So it's certainly going to be interesting.
As they break out the huddle, let's see what they line up here in their formation.
Back on the field, quarterback.
As they have two receivers currently on the left-hand side, now three. And it looks like they might be running a play here. Let's see what they do. Empty set now for Pineda. Ball's going to be snapped. He is going to go for a deep pass. Let's see what he does here. He's going to rip it long. And it will be an incomplete. I thought it was pass interference, but the officials will not call it, and it will go to halftime. So 21-7 is your score here with the Falcons with the 21-7 lead, as the Falcon fans do not like that there wasn't a pass interference call on that play. As both teams make their way into the locker room and get set for halftime. Officials are getting together as they make their way to the locker room as well. 21-7 is your score. Los Fresnos in the lead. And we're going to go to commercial break, and when we return, we'll try to work on our first half highlights. We'll be back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate, call us now.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Career and Technical Education Center is where futures take flight. With 18 programs of study and 43 industry-based certifications available, students gain real-world skills for real-world success. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
This summer, it's time to go outside and get some air. Explore a pirate ship. Or go horseback riding on the beach. And you can't forget about all the fun on the bay. South Padre Island has so much to do for the whole family. Book your summer getaway today. Visit SoPadre.com.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry-standard iCar Academy to get you job-ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Performing Arts Center is where creativity takes center stage. This facility immerses students in visual, performing, and fine arts programs where every student shines. Los Fresnos CISD, what we do here shapes the world.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. Fruya Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
And we are back on the RSO Network. And your score currently here at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium, Los Fresnos 21, Edinburg Economedes 7. As Los Fresnos trying to go for a long pass by Pineda on the last play, gets broken up by the Economedes secondary, as the Falcon fans thought it was a pass interference. The Economedes fans thought it was clean, but we'll never know because the officials didn't call it and took us to this half time. Currently on the screen for you all is the band by Economedes, as both teams, or both schools, I should say, giving us some entertainment as both teams go into the locker room and make their preparations to start the second half, which Economedes will start on offense. So as we continue to work through our first half highlights, Los Fresnos, 3 of their 4 offensive possessions, of course, the last one theoretically not counting due to them getting it with about a minute left, were able to convert all their offensive drives for touchdowns. We have a passing touchdown by Pineda to Lucky Perales, and then 2 rushing touchdowns by Tyler Stakoviak. And then Economedes had a 4th and 1 conversion, or 4th and goal conversion, I should say, at the 1, and scored by Johan Nunez. And we currently have 1 sack on defense. If you're a defensive player, we do only have 1 sack recorded by number 8, Josiah Villarreal, which we'll pull up for you all here during the first half highlights in just a bit. But a good close matchup here in the first half with Los Fresnos with a 21-7 lead here. So again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen, as the Falcons have a 21-7 lead, as we have about 20 minutes left remaining here in this halftime before we get the second half underway. So far, I like the way Los Fresnos is moving on offense. being able to utilize Pineda in every way possible, whether it's him needing to extend the play by rolling out and trusting his linemen to look for those deep passes, or just taking it himself and just getting himself and his team a first down, if not more. And meanwhile, Economedes are going to be in this locker room trying to figure out how to contain Pineda in the second half if they want a chance to come back and take a second half lead and eventually possibly take this victory here tonight. Over on the opposite ends, Economedes again really chewing up as much clock as they can on offense. Their touchdown drive ate up about 7 to 8 minutes on offense. They had maybe about 2 or 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter got to about 7 minutes remaining and able to convert on the 4th and goal at the 1. Of course, again, that touchdown was by Johan Nunez. So Economedes does start the ball in the second half, and it could utilize that clock again, really trying to chew up as much as they can, hoping that their offensive line could do what they can and doing their jobs effectively and pushing that defensive front by the Falcons, who have been bringing up some pressure throughout this game here tonight. The Falcons did have an interception by number 12, Ryan Preppershaw, as Economedes was trying to run a play-action pass and trying to throw a deep ball down the middle. So some great football we have for y'all here in the first half. Again, Los Fresnos up 21-7. So we're going to go to another commercial break as the Economedes band wrapping up their show. And when we return, we'll talk about some of the other key components from both teams as they try to get this by-district victory here tonight. This is Nacho. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Career and Technical Education Center is where futures take flight. With 18 programs of study and 43 industry-based certifications available, students gain real-world skills for real-world success. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Performing Arts Center is where creativity takes center stage. This facility immerses students in visual, performing, and fine arts programs where every student shines. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
Permatemp personnel.
And we are back on the Arso Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. And Los Fresnos with a 21-7 lead. And we have about 15 minutes remaining here at the half. And we do have the first half highlights ready for you all if you're just joining us. We want to thank you all from wherever you're watching, whether it's at home, on your phones, on your TVs, on your tablets, whatever other electronic devices out there that you can stream tonight's matchup. And we want to, of course, thank our sponsor, Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen, for sponsoring tonight's game. And, of course, Los Fresnos CISD for their camera crew and the video stream you're watching tonight. And before we show you those first half highlights, I do have another update from another game covered by ourselves on the Arso Network. Sherilyn Pioneer up 21-0 over Ed Couch Elsa. That game is at Sherilyn, I believe. As we try to look up our third game that's being covered, which is over at McAllen. Let's see if we can pull that up for you all. And the other game that we're covering is McAllen Memorial against Harlingen South. And that game is currently tied 4-10 apiece, with South currently with the ball, with about 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Those are some other games you can check out on our app on the YouTube channel of Arso Network and other social media platforms. So with that being said, here are the first half highlights from tonight's matchup, and then we'll go to commercial break, and we should be near the conclusion of the halftime. So here are the first half highlights as we get ready for the second half of tonight's matchup. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45. Two receivers on each side. Some pressure from the Economedes defensive line. Pinell dropping back, going for a deep pass, wide open, and caught by number 1, Lucky Perales for the touchdown. Los Fresnos on the edge on this play. Let's see if Los Fresnos bring the pressure. Hand it off to the right-hand side, finds an opening to the 50, 45. Makes a defender miss, 35, 30, and will roll out of bounds. Great run there by number 22, Reyes Luna. People on the line. It's going to be a sweep, and it will be a flea flicker pass, and it will be broken up and intercepted. Interception. No, the officials will rule it out of bounds, but a turnover on downs nonetheless for the Falcons in the first quarter. Motioning tight end to the left side. So movement on the Economedes side. Not sure if they're going to call the offsides, but they're going to run it nonetheless to the 20, 15, 10. Makes a defender miss. And that's a Los Fresnos touchdown. Start the second quarter was their second attempt of a 4th down conversion. So a fake handoff, going to roll out to the right, looking for a pass. Thought about keeping it. He's going to roll back as he throws it down the middle. Caught to the 10, and a big hit by the Falcons. Lost in that direction. Let's see if that's what happens. Ball snap. It's going to be pitched to the right side. And will it be enough? Yes, it will. Touchdown, Economedes. And it'll be Johan Nunez with the touchdown.
Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the Arso Network. Los Fresnos receiving the kickoff at the 15, runs it to the edge, to the 30, 35, 40, and be pushed just passing the 40-yard line. And the officials will actually spot it at the 40. Falcons, Pineda rolling out to the right-hand side. Sees the defender's going to run it and keep it the other way to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40, and will just roll out of bounds. A 20-yard run by Pineda is going to be enough for first down and more for Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos with 5 minutes now left to play here before the half. Ball snap. Pinello dropping back again, looking to the right side. It's met by some defenders, and he will get sacked. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers on the left. Could be a pass in that direction. Ball's going to be snapped. Pinello looking that way. Has a lineman through, but he's going to keep it out to the 30, to the 25. Makes a defender miss with the hurdle. Wow. Be aggressive and keep his offense on the field. And clock continues to tick with 3.5 now. Pineda with the ball. Gonna keep it himself. Is it enough? Makes a defender miss, and it will be enough for the first down. Defensive drive for the Falcons. 1st and 10. Ball snapped low as it rolls out. Pineda might want to get rid of it as he fakes the spike. We'll throw it, and it's caught to the 15, to the 10. And what a catch there by the Falcons. The locker room with a good feeling of the game. 2nd and goal at the 2. Ball snap. Pineda toss it to the right-hand side. He's going to run it to the 5. Wide open for the walkthrough for Stakoviak for the touchdown. 70 yards for the touchdown. Barrientos under center, motioning a man on the outside. Ball snap. Play action, rolling out to the left. Looking for a deep pass. And it will be intercepted by the Falcons. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45. 2 receivers on each side. Some pressure from the Economedes defensive line. Pineda dropping back, going for a deep pass. Wide open and caught by number 1, Lucky Perales for the touchdown. Fresnos on the edge on this play. Let's see if Los Fresnos bring the pressure. Hand it off to the right-hand side. Finds an opening to the 50, 45. Makes a defender miss, 35, 30. And will roll out of bounds. Great run there by number 22, Reyes Luna. People on the line. It's going to be a sweep, and it will be a flea flicker pass, and it will be broken up and intercepted. Interception. No, the officials will rule it out of bounds, but a turnover on downs nonetheless for the Falcons. In the 1st quarter. Motioning the tight end to the left side. So movement on the Economedes side. Not sure if they're going to call the offsides, but they're going to run it nonetheless to the 20, 15, 10. Makes a defender miss. And that's a Los Fresnos touchdown. Start the 2nd quarter was their 2nd attempt of a 4th down conversion. So a fake handoff, going to roll out to the right, looking for a pass. Thought about keeping it. He's going to roll back as he throws it down the middle. Caught to the 10, and a big hit by the Falcons. Lost in that direction. Let's see if that's what happens. Ball snap. It's going to be pitched to the right side. And will it be enough? Yes, it will. Touchdown, Economedes. And it'll be Johan Nunez with the touchdown.
Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the Arsenal Network. Los Fresnos receiving the kickoff at the 15. Runs it to the edge, to the 30, 35, 40. And be pushed just passing the 40-yard line. And the officials will actually spot it at the 40. Falcons, Pineda rolling out to the right-hand side. Sees the defender's going to run it and keep it the other way to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40. And will just roll out of bounds. A 20-yard run by Pineda is going to be enough for 1st down and more for Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos with 5 minutes now left to play here before the half. Ball snap. Pineda dropping back again, looking to the right side. It's met by some defenders, and he will get sacked. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers on the left. Could be a pass in that direction. Ball's going to be snapped. Pineda looking that way. Has a lineman through, but he's going to keep it himself to the 30, to the 25. Makes a defender miss with the hurdle. Wow. Be aggressive and keep his offense on the field. And clock continues to tick with 3.5 now. Pineda with the ball. Going to keep it himself. Is it enough? Makes a defender miss, and it will be enough for the 1st down. Defensive drive for the Falcons. 1st and 10. Ball snapped low as it rolls out. Pineda might want to get rid of it as he fakes the spike. We'll throw it, and it's caught to the 15, to the 10. And what a catch there by the Falcons. The locker room with a good feeling of the game. 2nd and goal at the 2. Ball snap. Pineda toss it to the right-hand side. He's going to run it to the 5. Wide open for the walkthrough for Stakoviak for the touchdown. 70 yards for the touchdown. Barrientos under center, motioning a man on the outside. Ball snap. Play action, rolling out to the left. Looking for a deep pass. And it will be And intercepted by the Falcons. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45. 2 receivers on each side, some pressure from the Economedes defense. And those were your first half highlights from tonight's matchup. Again, Los Fresnos up 21-7 over Edinburg Economedes. And we'll go to another commercial break, and when we return, we'll get the second half underway. Under 5 minutes now here in this halftime. We'll be back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate, call us now.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Career and Technical Education Center is where futures take flight. With 18 programs of study and 43 industry-based certifications available, students gain real-world skills for real-world success. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
This summer, it's time for mimosas and brunch with the girls. A beachside lunch with the kiddos. Delicious Bayside burgers. And world-famous fried shrimp with a cold one. South Padre Island has your breakfast, lunch, and dinner plans covered. Book your summer getaway today. Visit sopadre.com.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Performing Arts Center is where creativity takes center stage. This facility immerses students in visual, performing, and fine arts programs where every student shines. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
And we are back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. And we have a lot of playoff action going on tonight. Let me pull up as many as I can here before the second half gets underway. I have Cal Allen up 27-14 over El Campo. The Bobcats of Rio Hondo tied up against the London Pirates 21 apiece. The last update I have, PSG North is up 42-0. And then Mercedes is up against Roma 30-21. That game currently at halftime as well. Guedo up 35-14 against La Feria. And then again, Sherilyn Pioneer over Ed Couch Elsa 21-0. That game in halftime as well. And then our other game that's being covered by the RSO Network ourselves, the Harlingen South and McCallum Memorial. That game is at 14 apiece with a few minutes remaining right before the halftime. I believe they're in a 2-minute timeout. And McCallum Memorial currently with the ball in the red zone as the Falcons of Los Fresnos make their way back onto the field as we get the second half kickoff underway in just a bit. So as previously mentioned, Economedes will be receiving the ball to start this second half as the Jaguars get set to get themselves back on offense and chew up this clock again and hopefully get a touchdown and get themselves within one possession. As we get set for this second half underway.
To receive for the Jaguars, number 9, Johan Nunez, number 13, Matthew Chavita, and number 22, Reyes Luna. Back to receive as the second half gets underway.
And of course, Los Fresnos, should they win tonight or Economedes win, they'll be taking on the winner of Laredo United and Converse Judson. And the last update I have for that game, United up 28-0. So United, if they maintain that lead, could play the winner of this matchup here tonight as Economedes make a run back to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 35. And we're taken out of bounds past the 35-yard line. A great way to start the second half, led by number 22, Reyes Luna, with the reception. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Economedes. Ball's going to be placed at the 38-yard line. So it'll be a good field possession to start for Economedes. And let's see what adjustments these Jaguars made on offense to muscle their way into the end zone to get themselves back into this conversation of tonight's matchup. 1st and 10. Ball's going to be snapped. Quick toss to the left side. It's going to find an opening to the left side. Makes a spin move to make one defender miss, but met by a flock of Falcons. And that'll be a gain of maybe about 6 yards there on that play. And it'll be 2nd and 4. That run was made by number 9, Johan Nunez, with the run. So it'll be 2nd and 4 now for Economedes. Economedes, again, just chewing up as much clock as they can on offense and not allowing Pineda and the Los Fresnos offense on the field. Ball's going to be snapped, handed off down the middle, looking for an opening. Gets maybe 2 or 3 yards on that carry. Let's see where the officials spot him. But it will be a 3rd down and short for the Jaguars. And it will be 3rd and 1. A ball placed at the 47. Need to get to the 48 or more for a fresh set of downs. So we want to thank Los Fresnos CISD for allowing us to use their camera feed to cover tonight's matchup. And, of course, our sponsor for tonight's game, Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. We want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's game. 3rd and 1. Ball's tossed to the left-hand side. Tries to find an opening down the middle, pushing the line, and he will pass the first down markers, so it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. And the clock continues to tick. And one of my projected key points for the Jaguars of Economedes is to, number 1, chew up that clock to allow their offense to eat and absorb all that time to limit Los Fresnos' offense to make any kind of impact on the game. And of course, the defense really needed to apply pressure on Pineda on the defensive side of the things to avoid Pineda to get enough time to find open receivers, especially in the deep pass. As they make a run toss to the right-hand side, tries to find an opening, but again, met by a flock of Falcons, and that'll be about a 4-yard gain there. So it'll be 2nd and 6, ball at the 46, correction, 47, but they will get in Falcon territory. So Economedes possibly going to utilize as many backs as they have to give them an equal opportunity and maybe catch the Falcons off on defense to find the end zone. 2nd and 6, Jaguars. Carrion lining up under center. Ball snap down the middle, finds an opening a little bit to the second level, and will get about 4 yards on that play again. And it'll be 3rd and 3 now for the Jaguars. Now under 9 minutes, as they've eaten up 3 minutes so far in this third quarter. And Economedes just taking their time to get their play call in. See what they draw up here. See if they run it down the middle again to challenge the interior defensive group of the Falcons, or if they'd elect to run out or play action potentially. Have yet to throw a pass in this drive. Toss to the left. They're going to run it to the edge, but cuts inside. Gets tackled. Only gets 1 yard. And it'll be 4th and 2 now for Economedes. And as I anticipate, Coach Salas and the Jaguars will be going for it here. The ball is placed on the left hash. Majority of the time, they kept it in the hash side wherever they have it spotted. So right now on the left hash mark, could be a run in that direction. Let's see what the Jaguars do here. 4th and 2. Ball at the 43. Need to get to the 41. Ball snap, toss to the left side. Trips and will be down, and they'll lose 2 yards, which will result in a turnover downs. The second turnover of downs by the Falcons. This time the turf monster will get to the running back, and Los Fresnos will take care of business at their own 45 to start on offense. And as the Falcons break out of the huddle onto the field, we'll keep you guys here on the stream as the Falcons now needing 55 yards to cover to the end zone. 1st and 10, Los Fresnos, 45-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the left. Could be a pass in that direction. Espinala's just going to hand it off down the middle. And it will be number 4. Stakoviak with the run. We'll get maybe about 3 yards. Correction, 2 yards on that run. As it'll be 2nd and long for the Falcons. 2nd and 8, Los Fresnos. We're going to have 2 receivers on each side. Options to choose from for Pineda if they like to run, or correction, pass it. He's going to keep it, though. Run it to the right-hand side. Gets to the midfield. Tries to make a defender miss, but won't get it. And we'll get a 3-yard gain on that play. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 for Los Fresnos. Correction, 3rd and 6 at the 49. We'll need to get to the 45 of Economedes territory if they're looking to extend this drive. 2 receivers on the left, shotgun formation. Secondary playing close to the receivers, rolling to the left by Pineda. Catch is caught by Perales. And I thought there was a face mask penalty. They won't call it. Nonetheless, it will be a fresh set of downs for the Falcons. But Falcons with the tempo again. 1st and 10. Some movement on the line, and they are going to blow the whistle dead. Not sure if it was a false start against the Falcons or... Yes, and it will be a false start against the Falcons. Got a little too antsy on the tempo. That'll move him back 5. 1st and 15 now. Ball placed at the 44. They do need to get to the 29 of the Jaguars, as the official had his mic on. Got a little loud on that whistle. Falcons keeping the spread formation. 3 receivers now on the right. Could be an RPO, and it is. Pineda keeps it as he tries to run it down the middle. Maybe gets a yard or 2 on that play, but it will be stopped by the Jaguars. So it'll be 2nd and 14 now for the Falcons. Let's see how the Falcons line up here on this 2nd and long. I anticipate a play action or a possible run on the edge to get them into a manageable 3rd down, if that's where the ball lands in their favor. Motion by the defensive line. The whistles will blow that play dead. And they're going to call a false start on the Falcons. And the fans aren't liking this call. I thought the Economedes defensive lineman might have just took a step forward and, of course, would have caused the line to move from the Falcons' end. Could have been a potential neutral zone infraction, but it will be a false start again. So 2nd and even longer now for Los Fresnos. Ball is now at the 48, still in Jaguar territory, but again, need to get to the 29 or further for a fresh set of downs. And again, we want to thank the camera crew from Los Fresnos CISD for allowing us to use their feed. Espineta drops back, but whistle's blown dead again. The play clock did wind down. I'm not sure if Los Fresnos got a timeout before that ball was snapped as the officials get together. Let's see what the call is. So there was a clock error on our end here, so they'll get the play clock reset, so they'll resume play here. 2nd and 19 for Los Fresnos.
Reset the clock to 25 seconds.
As Los Fresnos might be switching up the play here as they were lined up about ready to snap the ball. Let's see if they keep it or they change it as they quickly get to the ball. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side, a back next to Pineda. Motion man, number 1, Perales. As Pineda drops back, looking for a deep pass, going to roll to the left as he throws it, and it will be caught. A great reception there by number 13, Ricky Salazar, as he slips after the catch, but gets a great amount of yards to bring it 3rd and close, and it will be 3rd and 1, so ball placed at the 30. That would be an 18-yard gain on the play as the Falcons move quickly again on tempo. Ball snap. Pineda's going to keep it. And he fails to find an opening, met up by a duo of Jaguars. Initial tackle made by number 40, Matthew Cortez. And that'll bring up 4th and 3rd, a 2-yard loss on the play.
So 4th down and 3 with the ball at the Jaguars 30.
So they're at the 32-yard line now. They're definitely going to go for it here as the receivers get set. Let's see what they run here. Trying to see what the defensive line has lined up. There is a lot of Jaguar defenders on that line. I see about 5 or 6 as they look like they're going to build some pressure. Pineda rolling out to the right side. He's going to keep it, and we'll get enough for the 1st down. That'll be a gain of about 7, 8 yards maybe. It's a 1st down nonetheless, and that's going to continue to move the clock for the Falcons. A great 4th down conversion by Pineda will extend this drive for the Falcons for 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28. Correction, 27. Pineda looking for a quick pass to the left. Caught by number 1, Perales, as he runs to the side. Still shaking some defenders off and will get brought down. Forward progress will put him at about the 20-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd and short for Los Fresnos. Correction, they're going to spot him at the 18, just under a yard away for 1st down. On a 2nd and short now for Pineda and the Falcons. Ball is going to be snapped. Right off the defender is going to give it off to the 15, 10, 5, and in for the touchdown for Los Fresnos, none other than Tyler Stakoviak with the touchdown. And Los Fresnos with a great handoff read by Pineda. Read the defensive back there. and just handing it off to Stakoviak as he finds the opening, makes the cut down the middle, and leaves all the smoke behind him as the Falcons score. Now the extra point as the line gets situated there. Ball snap, hold looks good on our end, almost gets blocked, kick is up, and it is good. Los Fresnos 28-7 now with 3:07 left to play here in the third quarter. Los Fresnos with control of this game. We'll be back after these commercial breaks. Stick with us on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
And we are back on the RSO Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen, as the Falcons now take a 28-7 lead here with 3:07 remaining in the third quarter. So, with the exception of the last-minute possession that the Falcons had, Los Fresnos able to convert on every offensive possession for a touchdown. Of course, 3 touchdowns now by number 4, Tyler Stakoviak, and a passing touchdown by Pineda to Lucky Perales, number 1, on the first possession. As the ball gets underway, recovered near the 10-yard line. As Economedes runs it to the left-hand side to the 25 and be brought down at the 30. And Edinburg Economedes will start near the 30-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Edinburg Economedes at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Edinburg Economedes. Let's see if their offense can get themselves going here to put themselves back in contention of tonight's matchup. 1st and 10, 30-yard line. Ball's going to be snapped, tossed to the left-hand side. Tries to find an opening, but gets met by a Falcon defender. And it will be a short gain of about 3 yards. So 2nd and 7 now for the Jaguars. And Economedes, again, just taking their time with the huddle. At this point, I would start moving with a little bit of urgency as they're down by 3 possessions. I would really try to limit the mentality of chewing up clock and start getting into some urgency on offense. 2nd down, same play, tossed to the left side, and gets stopped for no gain here as we now have 3rd and 7 for the Jaguars. And again, Economedes with no urgency. I begin to wonder a little bit on Edinburgh's decision to just chew up this clock, which I get. We want to limit Los Fresnos' offense on the field. But at the same time, we got to put some points on the board, you know. Nonetheless, 3rd and 7, they get on the line now with 15 seconds on the play clock. Carrion making a call there on the line, possibly rerouting this run as another toss to the left side. Cuts inside, though, and a great tackle by the Falcons there. Will bring up 4th and about 4. Now, in my opinion, I believe it's too far for Economedes to go for it. For correction, now it's 4th and 3. They need to get to the 40. Ball's at the 38. So 4th and 2, I should say. And they're going to send their punting unit, which I would go with. It's too risky to give the Falcons a good possession if they fail to convert. Unless they had a trick on their sleeve that they wanted to run, that would have been the play to use it. Looks like they won't have it, so they'll just punt this one away. Under a minute now in the third quarter, as Economedes is still trying to get some players situated, but Economedes is going to have to call timeout. Some players weren't ready on that special teams unit. So we'll go to commercial break. When we return, Los Fresnos looking to receive this punt. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
And we're back on the RSL Network. We have about 59 seconds remaining here in the third quarter as the Jaguars now might be going for it on fourth down. And they will be going for it. Let's see what trick they had on their sleeve here, as I mentioned earlier. Ball snapped. Fake handoff. Going to roll out to the right side for that short pass. And it is caught. And it will be enough for a first down and more. Catch was made by number 30. Carlos Garcia with the reception will give the Jaguars enough for the first down. Now I'm noticing Economedes calling some familiar plays. It's a toss to the left or a toss to the right. Those short passes on the arrow routes by their tight ends on either direction. These are some common plays I'm noticing. Let's see if Falcons are able to pick that up on defense now. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Could be the last play of this quarter. Handoff down the middle now. And they'll get a short gain, maybe about 4 yards there. I believe that was Garcia again with the carry. And it is Garcia. And this will take us to the end of the third quarter. Los Fresnos, the only team scoring on this quarter, now up 28-7 as we get set for the fourth quarter. Los Fresnos, 28-7. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and when we return, we'll get fourth quarter underway. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
And we are back on the RSL Network as we get the fourth quarter underway. And it'll be 2nd and 6 for Economedes. Ball at the 49. Need to get to the 45 of Los Fresnos territory if they're looking to extend the drive. Economedes, ball snap, toss to the right side, and they're going to reverse it to the left. And the Falcons will pick it up, and it will be a short loss on the play. Tackle made by number 22, 37. Aaron Saldana with the stop. And there'll actually be no gain on the play, so to bring up 3rd and 6. And the clock will continue to tick. Again, wondering why Economedes isn't moving with a little bit of urgency. As the the Falcons, get ready to stop this third down play. Ball snap, toss to the right side, cuts it inside the middle. He picks it up, but will be stopped a yard short. And it will be 4th and 1. And again, wouldn't doubt it if Economedes goes for it here in 4th down territory. Let's see what they do here on 4th and 1. Economedes now. Ball snap down the middle. Handed off to number 30. And does have enough muscle for the first down. And ball will be spotted at the 44. So gets 2 yards on the play there. That was number 30, Carlos Garcia, to give Economedes enough for the first down. And again, clock continuing to tick as we get near the 10-minute marker. Economedes needing about 3 possessions to keep themselves in this game. So they'll have to rely on the defense to force some 3-and-outs or some turnovers if they want to keep themselves in this game, should they score a touchdown in this drive. Toss to the right, 1st and 10, cuts it inside. Initial pickup by number 20. Campos with the stop there. Will be 2nd and about 7 now. 3-yard gain there on that run. And now we're under 10 minutes. And Economedes showing no urgency again. As they'll let this clock continue to tick and tick. Here we go. Ball snap. Fake handoff is going to keep it, but picked up quickly by the Falcons. We'll get maybe about a 1-yard loss on that play. So it'll be 3rd and 7 now. And now we are at 9:05 remaining. There is a timeout called on the field. Might have been an injury, not sure. As we go on a short break there, now we're back. 3rd and 8 now for the Jaguars. And here we go. Economedes lining up under center. Ball snap is going to roll back, but quickly picked up by the Falcon defender. Still going for him. And caught by number 4. Makes a defender miss to the 30 and will be tackled at the 26. A great curl route by Economedes is going to extend this play again. Fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. Let's see if we're able to catch that. The catch was made by the Jaguars. Their number 4, Felix Garcia, with that reception. Will give some life for the Jaguars as they get near the red zone now. 1st and 10, Economedes. Toss to the left now. Finds an opening down the middle and gets tackled at about the 22. That'll be a 4-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 6 now for Economedes. As we look at the other game, that the winner of this matchup will have Laredo United up 28-0 is still the last update we have. And if that result holds, Laredo United, who currently have an 8-2 record, will be playing against the winner of tonight's matchup. Meanwhile, 2nd and 6. Ball snaps, going to roll to the right side, looking for a pass. Finds it on the curl route again and is caught by number 4, Garcia, again with that reception. Trips up following the reception. And again, a fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. And now they get themselves in the red zone of the Falcons. And ball spotted at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. And Economedes, again, using up a lot of clock here. You start to wonder why there isn't some urgency again. As we keep that an eye out. Roll out to the right side. Cuts to the left now instead, but gets stopped by the Falcon defender. Tackle made by number 23, Joseph Reina, with the stop. And that'll bring up 2nd and about 6 or 7. 6, 7. And the Jaguars continuing to move the ball closer to the end zone. But again, still concerned with the lack of urgency by the Jaguar offense. I feel like they could have maybe, should they score, maybe would have saved a minute or two in total had they played with some urgency. Ball snap, rolls out to the left side. Toss, pass, and trips up following the attended catch there. Will be incomplete. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. And with 7 yards needed to cover, need to get to the Falcon 5 if they're wishing to extend this drive. And this would be the Jaguars' second possession if you're just tuning in. This is the Jaguars' second reception of the second half. As they line up under center again with two backs. Ball snapped, handed off. Correction, it's a keeper. Tries to find opening, but it looks like he slid. Unless he just got met up by the Falcon defender. Got maybe a yard on that play. But it will bring up fourth down. Under 6 minutes remaining. And, of course, they're more than likely going to have to go for this one. Not sure what the idea would be to go for a field goal. So they're going to keep their offense on here. And they're going to send their field goal unit, actually. Again, not sure what the strategy is here with this field goal attempt. Maybe they're just trying to shorten the lead by the Falcons. As the kick is up, and it looks good on our end. And it will be good. So Economedes will get 3 on the board with 5:09 remaining. So Jaguars eating up about 8 minutes, maybe a couple minutes from the third quarter and only get 3 out of it. I would have really liked to have seen some more urgency on that Jaguar offense. They chewed up a huge amount of clock. And just to walk away with 3 might not be enough to get themselves in this game. Nonetheless, Falcons up 28-10 now as we get set for this kickoff. As we try to continue to get some updates for you all regarding the winner of the United and Judson game, because that will be the next matchup should the Falcons maintain this victory, which it looks like they will. But no updates yet. Last update we have is United up 28-0. Kickoff now underway. And it will go far and will roll into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for the Falcons.
Falcons were anticipating an onside kick.
As Spinetta and the Falcon offense get set back on the field at the 25-yard line. And they could be going for one more attempt at the end zone and just seal the deal, which I feel like has already been sealed. But nonetheless, will get themselves back on offense.
First and 10 from the 25.
First and 10, Los Fresnos, ball placed at the 25-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the right. Handed off to the running back down the middle. And a great pickup there by Stakoviak. And there's a fumble with the strip, recovered by the Jaguars. So a great strip fumble there by the Jaguar defender. Let's pull up the replay and see who that was. As Stakoviak find an opening in the middle of the line there. And it looks like it was number 17, Caballero, possibly with that strip fumble there from what we saw in those replay. So Economedes with some life here. Ball placed at the 29. And Economedes back on offense. First and 10, Edinburg Economedes. Let's see what they run here. Ball snap, looking for a pass. Rolls out to the left side. Will trip up and intercepted, but the officials will mark him down. So it will go down as the ball was thrown following the contact on the floor by the quarterback. He will be spotted for a loss of about 7 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 17 as the clock continues to tick. So 2nd and 18, ball at the 37. Need to get to about the 19 if they want to keep themselves in this game.
So imagine we will see a pass play here.
Economedes lining up under center. Ball snap, tossed to the right. It's going to be a sweep in the reverse, but picked up again by the Falcons as they keep themselves on their feet and then finally met by the flock. So another loss on the play. And there seems to be an injury timeout on the field. So we'll step aside for a little bit. When we return, 3rd and about 23 yards maybe. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic. And we are back on the RSL Network. Number 3, Carrion looking for that deep pass. Won't get it. The injury timeout just went a little fast, so we apologize for the commercial break. So now it's 4th and long for Economedes. And they will more than likely will be going for it. On a 4th and 23. Could be going for another pass here. As the Falcon fans now up on their feet, rooting for their home team to seal this down. And before the ball gets played, timeout by Economedes. So we'll go to another commercial break. Correction, we'll stay with y'all. Just make sure we don't miss anything. So just an overview, Los Fresnos did start the game with the ball. Get a couple plays through, and Pineda throwing a long strike to number 1, Lucky Perales, for the touchdown. Economedes failed to convert on a 4th down, turned the ball over on downs. Then Los Fresnos handing it off to Stakoviak on a long run to put themselves up 14-0. And then Economedes able to respond with an 8-minute time of possession drive scored by number 9, Johan Nunez, put them down 14-7. And then Los Fresnos able to score again by Stakoviak. And then being able to get an interception off the next possession from the Jaguar offense by number 12, Ryan Prepashaw. And then Los Fresnos again with 1 minute left before the half, not able to convert on what looked like a pass interference on the last play leading up to the half. And then Economedes kicking off the second half, again with another failed 4th down conversion. Los Fresnos gets the ball on offense, score on that first possession, again by Stakoviak. And then Economedes chewing up as much clock as they could towards the end of the 3rd quarter, get themselves maybe to about the midpoint of this 4th quarter, only get a field goal out of it. And then, of course, right now with the forced fumble. 4th and long, going to pass it backwards as they try to launch this one through. And it is caught, but not enough for the first down. And they're about 2 or 3 yards short. So that pass is completed, however, not enough for the first down. So Los Fresnos will be back on offense. Now, of course, if I'm Los Fresnos with this lead, I'm looking to just run the ball, chew up this clock, get into victory formation, and just seal this deal tonight. Led by 3 touchdowns by Stakoviak, and if the result holds, Stakoviak will be our player of the game with 3 rushing touchdowns. But let's see what the Falcons do here now. 1st and 10. Pineda's going to hand it off to Stakoviak. And it'll be a gain of about 3 yards. And there is a penalty flag on the field. And let's see what the call is as the officials get together. Not sure. There might have been a holding call. Unnecessary roughness call following the conclusion of the play against Economedes. So that'll give the Falcons some yardage. And it'll be 1st and 10. Ball at the 42. So the Fresnos needing about a couple of first downs if they're looking to run this clock and close it up. And the play there will get stopped behind the line of scrimmage, so there is going to be some loss of yardage here. But the clock still continues to tick at 2:25, and there seems to be an injury on the field. So we'll step aside here a little bit with 2:25 left to play. We'll be back on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic.
Start your pain-free journey at Path Wellness Chiropractic, right here in McAllen, Texas. At Path Wellness, we offer personalized chiropractic adjustments and treatments for back pain, neck pain, and constant headaches. With our spinal alignments, spinal decompression therapy, and cold laser treatment, we're committed to helping you live pain-free. Book your appointment today, and let's get you back to feeling your best.
And we are back on the RSL Network following the injury. And the clock will tick following the resumption of play, but they're just going to let this roll to the 2-minute warning. So we will be going to a 2-minute timeout, and the officials will catch it this time. And if you're just joining us, the officials did miss the 2-minute timeout during the first half. They caught it at 1:22 remaining. Now able to catch it this time. And I took a look at some scores from the other matchups here around the Valley. Last updates I have, PSG North up 52-0. La Feria currently down 14-42 in favor of Guedel. And then the latest update, Westlaco up 33-0 over San Benito. And the last update I have, Flower Bluff up 38-0 over Mac High. And I know my buddy Jason likes to cover the Upper Valley teams, particularly around the McAllen area. And then 17-7, Corpus Christi Vets up over Edinburg Vela. And let's take a look at some of the other coverages by our network on the RSL Network. We'll put that on pause as we resume play here. 2 minutes remaining in this matchup. Los Fresnos needing about a couple first downs to seal the victory. Espineta fakes the handoff. Will pass it, but it will be incomplete. So that's going to stop the clock. And now McAllen Memorial up 21-14 over South. And South currently with the ball. And then the other coverage we have for y'all tonight is Sherlin Pioneer versus Couch Elsa. And we'll look that up in a bit. Pioneer up 35-7. Gonna hand it off, but Pinada's gonna hold it to the 40, to the 35. Tries to stay inbounds, but gets pushed out of bounds. And on that third down, won't be enough for the first. So now it's 4th and about 6. And more than likely, the Falcons will be punting this one to avoid giving Economedes any chance. As the official will hold the ball from the center to allow some substitutions. Ball is going to be faked and handed off down the middle to the 50, 45, still running, 40, 35, and that is where they'll be met. A great fake punt, and I was just thinking about it right now. Why not just go for it? You're up 18. A great fake out there. Let's look at that replay. As they're just going to hand it off. Short there, and a great run there. Looks like it was number 11. La Raga, the freshman, with the carry there. And Los Fresnos now have the opportunity to run this clock. Economedes only having one timeout. Not sure if they'll use it. as they'll take a knee. Let's let the clock roll. Economedes will call the timeout, I believe, and they will, with 1:32 remaining, stalling just a little bit for the Falcon fans. I don't think it'll matter because they could still take a knee, and it will be enough for the victory here tonight. So again, it looks like Los Fresnos will be walking away with the victory here tonight as I continue to look up their next opponent with Laredo United currently up 28-0 over Judson. And United looking like they're going to be the team that will meet the Falcons in the second round.
Disappointed from what I'm hearing on the score, it sounds like Laredo United. Falcons will be taking on Laredo United next week in Corpus Christi. Second and 13.
Second and 13 now for the Falcons.
32 left on the clock.
And of course, they're just going to keep kneeing it to just run this clock. No need to run any plays here. But now looking for a deep pass now. Going to throw it long. Kind of an answer call following the timeout, and there will be a penalty on the field. Now we got an interesting ending to this game. Now, I think Ganthu might have been a little bit ticked off from the timeout call by Economedes. Looking to throw for this play, and it will be a late hit penalty against the Jaguars. And now Los Fresnos with some heat. Looking to possibly put up more points to close out this game. Now let's see if they calm it down a little bit or they still try to go for it. Let's see what they do. I think they're going to go for it now. Los Fresnos now extending it. Got ticked off from the timeout by Economedes. Going to run it to the side. And we'll go out of bounds. And some extracurricular again. We'll go against Economedes. And now we're getting heated here, folks. Economedes. And another penalty. Now Economedes is just upset on this outcome. Not sure if they're liking that. Los Fresnos is still running some plays on offense. As now both ends are getting heated up. It looked like Los Fresnos was just going to take a knee to end this game, but Economedes caused the timeout. Coach Ganthu took that personally and decided, you know what, let's keep scoring then. If they want to call a timeout to keep this play in, then let's go. So back-to-back unsportsmanlike conducts could be going up against the Jaguars. As the officials get together to get official numbers on, as some possible ejections could be coming in. So there's still 1:15 left to play. I'm a little bit anxious to see if Los Fresnos is going to keep their foot on the gas pedal and try to score here following the timeout called by Coach Salas and the Economedes side. As Coach Ganthu and Los Fresnos were looking to just take a knee and just call it a night. But who knows? We can possibly ask Coach Ganthu following this matchup as for our post-game interview. As he huddles his group up to kind of keep them in control a little bit. They want to avoid any possible ejections the rest of tonight, and don't think it'll happen for the following matchup, but of course, we'll need to look at that later on if needed. So 2 unsportsmanlike penalties will go up against Economedes, and due to the position of the ball, it will move half the distance to the goal. So it'll be first and goal for Los Fresnos at the 7-yard line, correction 8. And again, wouldn't doubt it if they went for the touchdown. As the fans root for the Falcons now, and it looks like they will be going for this touchdown now that they're in the 10. Espineda gets the ball snap. He's going to hand it off to Stakoviak to the 5 and get brought down at about the 3. And the clock will continue to tick as all the officials get around the ball to avoid any other additional extracurricular activities following the hit. So now we are at about 35 seconds now and ticking. And it'll be second and goal at the 3. And still putting their foot on the gas pedal. He's looking to score here. Ball is going to be snapped. Pineda is going to keep it himself. Toss it to Stakoviak. And is he in? Yes, he is for the touchdown. So Los Fresnos responding to the timeout that Economedes called on the side, which will be an interesting thing to keep an eye on following the conclusion of the game, as Stakoviak makes his way in for the 4th touchdown. And now it's 34-10. Not sure if this touchdown is meant for a statement. Not sure if it's meant just to rack up some stats, or if it was just a response to the timeout that Coach Salas and the Economedes side called on with about a minute and a half. Extra point, kick is up, and it looks good, and it will be good. So Los Fresnos, 35-10 with 16 seconds. And Stakoviak now with 4 touchdowns. So I'm really surprised that the Economedes coach called that timeout. And then Coach Cantu said, you know what? I'm going to take that personal. I'm going to score another touchdown. Why not? Coach Cantu with the touchdown call, up 35-10 now. And again, Laredo United still up 28-0, who will be what looks like might be their next opponent in the next round of the playoffs. Los Fresnos now 35-10 over Economedes. And the kick is off. It's going to roll. Picked up by the Jaguars. And a tackle will be made at about the 33. And more curricular activity going on following the play. So 11 seconds remaining. What I could assume will give Economedes a play here to run on offense. And it looks like that'll be enough for the matchup. 1st and 10 for Economedes. Ball placed at the 33. This could be the last play for this offense as they're out of timeout. So if this play ends up being inside the field, the clock will tick and it will end. So Los Fresnos looking like they will be moving on to the second round against Laredo United unless Judson comes with a comeback, but highly unlikely as United still holds a 28-0 lead. Ball's going to be handed off and brought down for a 2-yard gain. And of course, with that, that will conclude tonight's matchup. The Falcons of Los Fresnos will take home the by-district victory over Edinburg Economedes, 35-10. Los Fresnos, as anticipated, were utilizing Pineda on offense and really brought out Stakoviak to really control the run game for the Falcons. Huge credit to the offensive line, of course, and allowing the Falcons with this victory. So we're going to go to commercial break. When we return, we'll have the full game highlights for you. And our player of the game for tonight with the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic, Tyler Stakoviak with 4 rushing touchdowns. We'll be back after these commercial breaks.
You're at Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
The new Los Fresnos CISD Performing Arts Center is where creativity takes center stage. This facility immerses students in visual, performing, and fine arts programs where every student shines. Los Fresnos CISD, what we do here shapes.
So we are back on the Arsenal Network. This is Nacho announcing for tonight's matchup. Los Fresnos will be leaving here tonight with a 35-10 victory over Edinburg Economedes, and will hand Economedes their second and last loss this season in a convincing 35-10 victory. So we have the full game highlights for you. We're going to show those to you, and then we'll close out for tonight. Here are the full game highlights. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45. Two receivers on each side. Some pressure from the Economedes defensive line. Pineda dropping back, going for a deep pass, wide open, and caught by number 1, Lucky Perales for the touchdown. Los Fresnos on the edge on this play. Let's see if Los Fresnos bring the pressure. Hand it off to the right-hand side. Finds an opening to the 50, 45. Makes a defender miss, 35, 30. And will roll out of bounds. Great run there by number 22, Reyes Luna. People on the line. It's going to be a sweep, and it will be a flea flicker pass, and it will be broken up and intercepted. Interception. No, the officials will rule it out of bounds, but a turnover on downs nonetheless for the Falcons. In the first quarter. Motioning. Tied into the left side. So movement on the Economedes side. Not sure if they're going to call the offsides, but they're going to run it nonetheless to the 20, 15, 10. Makes a defender miss. And that's a Los Fresnos touchdown. Start the second quarter was their second attempt of a 4th down conversion. So a fake handoff, going to roll out to the right, looking for a pass. Thought about keeping it. He's going to roll back as he throws it down the middle. Caught to the 10, and a big hit by the Falcons. Lost in that direction. Let's see if that's what happens. Ball snap. It's going to be pitched to the right side. And will it be enough? Yes, it will. Touchdown Economedes. And it'll be Johan Nunez with the touchdown.
Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the Arsenal Network. Los Fresnos receiving the kickoff at the 15. Runs it to the edge, to the 30, 35, 40. And be pushed just passing the 40-yard line. And the officials will actually spot it at the 40. Falcons, Pineda rolling out to the right-hand side. Sees the defender's going to run it and keep it the other way to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40. And will just roll out of bounds. A 20-yard run by Pineda is going to be enough for first down and more for Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos with 5 minutes now left to play here before the half. Ball snap. Pineda dropping back again, looking to the right side. It's met by some defenders, and he will get sacked. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers on the left. Could be a pass in that direction. Ball's going to be snapped. Pineda looking that way. Has a lineman through, but he's going to keep it out to the 30, to the 25. Makes a defender miss with the hurdle. Wow. Be aggressive and keep his offense on the field. And clock continues to tick with 3.5 now. Pineda with the ball. Going to keep it himself. Is it enough? Makes a defender miss, and it will be enough for the first down. Defensive drive for the Falcons. 1st and 10. Ball snapped low as it rolls out. Pineda might want to get rid of it as he fakes the spike. We'll throw it, and it's caught to the 15, to the 10. And what a catch there by the Falcons. The locker room with a good feeling of the game. 2nd and goal at the 2. Ball snap. Pineda toss it to the right-hand side. He's going to run it to the 5. Wide open for the walkthrough for Stakoviak for the touchdown. 70 yards for the touchdown. Barrientos under center, motioning a man on the outside. Ball snap. Play action, rolling out to the left. Looking for a deep pass. And it will be intercepted by the Falcons. That lead could play the winner of this matchup here tonight as Economedes make a run back to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 35. And we're taken out of bounds past the 35-yard line. A great way to start the second half, led by number 22, Reyes Luna, with the reception. Pineda and the Falcons. Ball is going to be snapped. Right off the defender is going to give it off to the 15, 10, 5, and in for the touchdown for Los Fresnos, none other than Tyler Stakoviak with the touchdown. Nonetheless, 3rd and 7, they get on the line now with 15 seconds on the play clock. Carrion making a call there on the line, possibly rerouting this run as another toss to the left side. Cuts inside though, and a great tackle by the Falcons there. Still going for him, and caught by number 4. Makes a defender miss to the 30, and will be tackled at the 26. A great curl route by Economedes is going to extend this play again. Fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. The 25-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the right. Handed off to the running back down the middle. And a great pickup there by Stakoviak. And there's a fumble with the strip. Recovered by the Jaguars. As the official will hold the ball from the center to allow some substitutions. Ball is going to be faked and handed off down the middle to the 50. 45 still running. 40, 35. And that is where they'll be met. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 3. And still putting their foot on the gas pedal. He's looking to score here. Ball is going to be snapped. Pineda is going to keep it himself. Toss it to Stakoviak. And is he in? Yes, he is for the touchdown. And those are your full game highlights from tonight's matchup. Again, Los Fresnos taking a 35-10 victory over Edinburg Economedes. And as we previously mentioned, the Falcons will more than likely take on Loretto United, who currently have a 35-0 lead over Converse Judson. So once that information comes out, of course, we'll be sharing that. And you'll probably be seeing that all over social media. And again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup here on the RSL Network, sponsored by Path Wellness Chiropractic of McAllen. Our player of the game tonight is none other than number 4, Tyler Stakoviak, with 4 rushing touchdowns to send the Falcons to the 2nd round of the 6A Division I playoffs. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to wish everybody a happy weekend, and Falcons,